China has once again shocked the world with advanced transportation systems that look straight out of a science fiction movie. We're talking about trains that hang high in the air, flying cars that can also travel on roads, and enormous aircraft that float on water. China has also created the world's most advanced car, one that can drive on land, move through water, and fly in the air. Let's dive in. Number 15. Wuhan Sky Train. China has created something incredible that has amazed people around the world, the Sky Train. It is a new generation transport system that really looks like it is moving through the sky. China's Sky Train is a monorail that hangs beneath an elevated track. The way the train is built makes it appear as though it is flying through the air. Its main feature is that it moves while suspended underneath the rails, which helps save a lot of space on the ground. Now, let's look at its speed. The Sky Train can travel at about 37 miles per hour. It was designed mainly for densely populated areas with major traffic problems. Panoramic windows stretch along the entire train, giving passengers amazing views of the city and sky as they travel. When it comes to technology, very lightweight materials are used to make the train lighter and reduce its energy use. The features inside the train are also impressive, with comfortable seats, automatic doors, and advanced safety systems. This Sky Train has opened up new possibilities for transportation, not only in China, but around the world. The United States and Europe have also taken inspiration from this technology and are developing similar trains. Number 14. Shenzhen Autonomous Minibuses. Did you know buses can actually drive themselves down the road, no driver required? This isn't science fiction, it's really happening. Shenzhen, China's tech hub, recently kicked off trials with 20 self-driving buses. These buses run without any driver at all. They're fully automated and packed with advanced technology. The minibuses seat 9 people and rely on high-definition cameras, sensors, and LiDAR, light detection and ranging technology. LiDAR allows the buses to sense what's around them, letting them navigate correctly without anyone behind the wheel. These buses can easily maneuver through narrow streets without sticking to a fixed route or stopping only at designated bus stops. Their routes can be adjusted in real time based on passenger requests, making point-to-point trips possible. Fitted with smart navigation systems and cutting-edge tech, these buses are also being used for ride-hailing in some Chinese cities. Riders can book one online for just 2 yuan, roughly 30 cents, and get picked up within 5 to 10 minutes at a virtual bus stop. These automated buses aren't just cutting carbon emissions, they're also making bus operations smarter overall. They're proving especially useful in city centers and remote industrial areas. This Chinese initiative marks a major leap forward for public transportation. The automated bus trial doesn't just show off technological progress, it hints at how travel itself could look in the future. Number 13. BYD Yangwang U8. China has built an SUV that can actually float on water. Yes, a Chinese company recently rolled out a vehicle that's turned heads across the globe. This is far from your average SUV. It's a striking piece of engineering loaded with futuristic tech. This EV comes with a unique hydraulic system that can lift or lower the vehicle by up to nearly 6 inches. Whether it hits rough terrain or runs into an obstacle, the vehicle adjusts itself on the spot. In other words, it adapts to whatever the road throws at it. As for the price tag, it runs around $50,000. At that cost, it's a genuinely luxurious and powerful SUV. Now, let's talk about its standout feature, called the tank turn. This lets the vehicle spin a full 360 degrees without moving forward or back. No matter how stuck it gets, it can pivot in place and switch direction instantly. This comes in especially handy during off-roading. But the surprises don't stop there. The vehicle also boasts an incredible feature called emergency floating mode. The base model can wade through water about 3 feet deep, while the off-road version can actually float like a boat in water of that same depth. If a flash flood hits or the vehicle gets trapped in water, it automatically shifts into floating mode. Once activated, the engine shuts off, the windows seal shut completely, and the air conditioning stays running, so everyone inside stays comfortable. The sunroof also pops open on its own, so passengers can escape if they need to. While floating, the vehicle can stay afloat for roughly 30 minutes and move at a speed of about 2 miles per hour. Keep in mind though, this feature is strictly for emergencies. Once floating mode has been triggered, the vehicle needs to head to a service center to be checked for any technical issues. This SUV has genuinely sparked a new revolution in the auto industry. When it comes to safety, technology, and sheer strength, this vehicle is built to be flawless across the board. Number 12. XPeng Aeroland Aircraft Carrier. This six-wheeled vehicle carries a two-seat aircraft inside its rear compartment. At an approved flying area, the back opens, the aircraft rolls out, its arms unfold, and 6 electric rotors lift it into the air. The ground vehicle acts as a 4-seat mothership. It is about 18 feet long, 6.5 feet wide, and almost 6.5 feet tall. Despite its size, it can fit into a normal parking space and travel on public roads like a large luxury van. Its wheels run on electricity, while a gasoline engine generates power when the battery runs low. With full battery and fuel tanks, the mothership has a range above 620 miles. It also recharges the aircraft after landing, taking its battery from 30 to 80% in about 18 minutes. The carrier holds enough energy for 5 or 6 flights. The aircraft carries 2 people beneath a wide glass canopy that gives them a view of almost 270 degrees. It takes off and lands vertically, so it does not need a runway. A single control stick handles climbing, descending, turning, and forward movement. Automatic systems can also manage takeoff, landing, and the return journey, reducing the amount of training needed to control it. The land aircraft carrier has already completed public crew demonstration flights, and a factory in Guangzhou began producing trial aircraft in 2025. That factory is designed to build 5,000 units a year at first, and twice that number at full capacity. More than 7,000 orders have been reported, with the complete vehicle expected to cost less than 2 million yuan, or roughly $280,000. But it is not yet an ordinary road vehicle that buyers can freely fly anywhere. The aircraft still needs aviation approval. Early deliveries are expected near the end of 2026, while larger production is planned for 2027. Number 11. GAC Gove Flying Car. Most flying cars take their wheels into the sky. China's Gove does something far stranger. The entire passenger cabin lifts away from its 4-wheeled base and flies away on its own. Built by Chinese carmaker GAC, Gove is basically 2 electric vehicles working together. On the road, the cabin sits on a low chassis and drives like a normal car. When it is time to fly, 12 propellers lift the cabin straight into the air, so it does not need a runway. Once the cabin takes off, the empty chassis can drive itself away to recharge. When the cabin comes back, it connects with a nearby chassis through a wireless system, which helps guide it safely into place and begins charging it. This means the flying cabins and road platforms would not always have to stay paired with the same one. Gove is meant for short trips through crowded cities. Its planned flying range is about 19 miles. 19 miles through the air can cut straight across traffic, rivers, and packed streets. A passenger could travel by road, fly over the worst part of the journey, then land on another chassis and continue driving. GAC first flew Gove publicly in June 2023. In March 2024, it completed a flight in Guangzhou's busy central business district, placing it over a real city instead of an empty test site. That September, Chinese aviation officials granted special permission for unmanned testing. It was not approval for passenger service, but it allowed the program to keep moving forward. 2 months later, GAC showed the cabin taking off directly from its road chassis. By then, Gove had completed more than 400 flight tests. It remains a prototype, so the public cannot book one. GAC has since introduced the separate 2-seats Govy Air Cab as the model intended for production. Number 10. AVIC AG600 Kunlong. China built an aircraft almost the size of a Boeing 737 that can race across a lake, scoop up more than 3,000 gallons of water in 20 seconds, and take off again without stopping. That is the AG600, a 60-ton flying boat built to hammer wildfires from the air. Kunlong is almost 128 feet long. Its wings stretch 127 feet, and its tail stands 38 feet high. 4 turboprop engines power it, while its lower body is shaped like a boat. Wing floats keep it steady on the water. For a firefighting run, Kunlong charges across a lake or reservoir. As it moves, it pulls 12 metric tons of water aboard, or roughly 3,170 US gallons. One load can soak around 43,000 square feet, almost 1 acre. Using water as a runway changes everything. A normal tanker may return to an airport after every drop. Kunlong can land nearby, refill, and take off again without using an airport. It can repeat the attack quickly when every minute matters. Dropping the water is just as extreme. The aircraft can fly about 100 to 160 feet above the ground during its final pass. That brings the 60-ton machine dangerously close to trees, hills, heat, and smoke. Flying low keeps the water together, so it hits hard instead of drifting away. Kunlong can also perform sea rescues. With a range of roughly 2,800 miles, it can reach distant islands and ships, land beside survivors, and carry up to 50 people. Kunlong first flew in 2017, took off from a reservoir in 2018, and completed its first sea flight in 2020. It received its official design approval in April 2025, followed by production approval that June. That cleared the world's largest civil amphibious aircraft by takeoff weight to enter mass production. Number 9. EHang EH216S. China has put passengers inside an aircraft with no pilot, no flight controls, and nobody on board who can take over. Once the doors close, the machine lifts off, follows its route, and lands completely on its own. The aircraft is fully electric and uses 16 propellers above the cabin. They lift it straight up, so no runway is needed. Once airborne, a computer follows a route fixed before takeoff. A command center watches every flight from the ground. It receives live information about the route, weather, and aircraft systems. If trouble appears, controllers can change the flight or direct the aircraft to a safe landing. Important parts have backups, so one failed motor or control unit does not bring it down. The EH216S carries 2 people and can reach 81 miles per hour. That suits sightseeing and short trips across crowded areas, not long journeys between distant cities. Before it was approved, the aircraft went through more than 500 types of tests. Then, in March 2025, operators in Guangzhou and Hefei received China's first permits for commercial pilotless passenger flights. In China, the aircraft costs about 2,390,000 yuan, or roughly $330,000. Those permits allow paid flights, but public sightseeing service is still being prepared. Number 8. BYD Yangwang U9 Xtreme. This Chinese electric car reached 308 miles per hour, beating the Bugatti Chiron Supersport and taking the production car speed record. And BYD is building only 30 of them. The record came in September 2025 at the Papenburg test track in Germany. Driver Mark Baseng reached 308.4 miles per hour on the oval. Bugatti's old mark was under 305, so the car won by over 3 miles per hour without burning a drop of gasoline. 4 electric motors, one for each wheel, produce more than 3,000 horsepower. Each motor spins up to 30,000 times per minute, fed by a 1200-volt system built for huge bursts of power. Its blade battery releases energy extremely quickly, while upgraded cooling protects the motors and battery from the intense heat. Keeping the car stable at that speed required more than raw power. BYD added semi-slick tires and titanium and carbon ceramic brakes. Its active suspension controls every corner separately, pressing or lifting each wheel to keep the body settled. The same system can make the regular U9 jump and dance. On the Xtreme, it was retuned for flat-out speed and hard cornering. The Xtreme was not built only for straight-line speed. It completed the nearly 13-mile Nürburgring Nordschleife. The first production electric super sports car to break the 7-minute barrier on the famous German track. The U9 Xtreme began with the standard Yangwang U9, but almost every part needed for speed was redesigned. It is a real production model, not a one-off, but only 30 customers will receive one. BYD has not announced its price, but the regular U9 already costs well above $200,000 in China. Number 7. CR450 high-speed train. China has built a bullet train that reached 281 miles per hour during testing. The finished version is designed to carry passengers at nearly 250 miles per hour, making it the fastest conventional passenger train ever built. This is China's CR450. China's current CR400 runs at around 217 miles per hour. The new train does not gain that speed by simply adding more power. Its nose is nearly 50 feet long. The body sits 8 inches lower and covers hide more of the wheels from the rushing air. These changes cut resistance by 22%. It is also around 55 US tons lighter than the current model. That lighter shape gives it brutal acceleration. It goes from a complete stop to 217 miles per hour in 4 minutes and 40 seconds, beating the CR400 by 1 minute and 40 seconds. Its brakes can stop it from 249 miles per hour in under 2 minutes, across roughly 4 miles of track. The 8-car train is about 692 feet long and carries more than 500 passengers. 2 prototypes were unveiled in Beijing in December 2024, then sent into high-speed testing. The CR450 is not carrying regular passengers yet. Before approval, its prototypes must complete roughly 373,000 miles of successful assessment. They had finished half of that distance and passed every required type test. Once cleared, the train is meant to run at nearly 250 miles per hour while remaining on the same basic wheel and rail system used for generations. Number 6. Huaneng Ruichi driverless mining truck fleet. At a coal mine in Inner Mongolia, 100 giant dump trucks are moving through snow, dust, and mud with nobody inside. These are Huaneng Ruichi electric trucks. The fleet entered operation in May 2025, making Yimin the world's first mine to run 100 fully electric, fully autonomous haul trucks. All of them now work inside the mine's daily coal transport system. Each truck carries 90 metric tons of coal or rock and reaches 31 miles per hour. With no driver on board, XCMG removed the normal cabin. That keeps workers away from poor visibility, steep roads, extreme cold, and giant machines where one mistake can become deadly. Onboard cameras and sensors read the road and track nearby machines. Huawei's private 5G advanced network connects every truck to a cloud control system. It updates maps as the mine changes, chooses routes, manages loading and dumping, and stops the fleet from blocking itself. Live video and driving information reach the control center almost instantly. When a battery runs low, an automated station replaces it in under 6 minutes. The trucks keep working in temperatures as low as minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit, where ordinary electric vehicles lose range and power. They also release no exhaust around workers or nearby equipment inside the mine. The fleet needs no meal breaks, shift changes. It hauls day and night while people watch from a safer control room. Huaneng says the system delivers about 20% more overall working efficiency than human-driven trucks at the mine. Number 5. CRRC ART 2.0 trackless train. A train designed to run where tracks do not exist. ART stands for Autonomous Rail Rapid Transit. It looks like a sleek tram with several sections joined together. Underneath, there are no steel wheels. Cameras, sensors, and computers guide it along a virtual track, while its rubber wheels steer through curves. A city can create a route on an existing road without digging up streets to install rails. The 3-section vehicle is roughly 100 feet long, about the length of a blue whale. Its different sets of wheels turn together, allowing that long body to follow bends. It offers the space of a tram, but can be deployed more like a bus system. Unveiled the new 2.0 version in September 2024. It can be built with fast-charging batteries, supercapacitors, hydrogen power, or even overhead electric wires, depending on what a city needs. The hydrogen version can travel roughly 310 miles before refueling. A rapid 5-minute charge can add about 12 miles of travel, enough to keep it moving while passengers get on and off. The new model is also designed for different levels of automated driving, including operation without a driver. Its safety system can watch the road, control the vehicle, and respond when something enters its path. This is not an idea waiting for its first real test. Earlier, ART vehicles have already run on 9 lines across China. Together, the network has carried more than 35 million passengers and covered over 9,300,000 miles. ART systems have also reached Malaysia and the United Arab Emirates. Number 4. COSCO Greenwater 01. This container ship moves thousands of tons of cargo without burning a drop of diesel. Its electric motors draw power from batteries so large that they are packed inside full-size shipping containers and lifted aboard by cranes. The ship is COSCO's Greenwater 01. It is roughly 394 feet long and 77 feet wide, longer than an American football field, including both end zones. It can carry 700 standard 20-foot containers with a load capacity of about 11,000 US tons. Yet its engine room does not contain the huge diesel setup expected on a working cargo ship. Instead, 2 electric motors drive the vessel, each producing roughly 1,200 horsepower. The battery system stores more than 50,000 kilowatt hours. It is built from removable 20-foot battery boxes, each holding about 1,600 kilowatt hours. Those boxes solve a major problem facing electric ships. If Greenwater 01 needs more range, extra battery containers can be loaded. When power runs low, a port crane can replace depleted boxes with charged ones. The ship gets fresh energy using the same equipment that moves its cargo. Greenwater 01 made its maiden commercial voyage to Shanghai's Yangshan port in April 2024, then entered regular service between Shanghai and Nanjing. Its top speed is around 12 miles per hour. It is built to move heavy cargo along the coast and the Yangtze River without exhaust pouring from its stack. For every 100 nautical miles it travels, the electric drive can save roughly 4.3 US tons of fuel and prevent about 13.7 US tons of carbon dioxide. Over a full year, one ship was expected to cut carbon dioxide by more than 3,200 US tons. Number 3. InMotion V14 Adventure. One wheel is carrying a standing rider up a rocky hill at a speed most bicycles never reach. There is no seat, no handlebar, and no second wheel to save him if he gets it wrong. The machine under his feet is China's InMotion V14 Adventure. The rider stands on 2 pedals and steers by, shifting his body. Leaning forward accelerates. Leaning back slows the wheel, while shifting sideways turns it. Sensors constantly correct its forward and back balance, keeping the machine upright as it climbs trails, clears bumps, and crosses city streets. The original V14 reaches about 43 miles per hour. The current Pro version pushes 50. InMotion says it can climb slopes as steep as 50 degrees. A 16-inch off-road tire grips ground, while 3 inches of suspension travel absorbs rocks, drops, and pavement. The adjustable suspension can be softened for roads or stiffened for trails. Despite its shape, the machine weighs about 86 pounds and can carry a rider weighing up to 309 pounds. Its battery stores enough energy for a range of 75 miles under ideal conditions. Speed, hills, rider weight, and cold weather can reduce that figure sharply. The charger takes about 7 hours, but the fastest charging setup can reach 80% in around 1 hour. The wheel also has an adjustable headlight, a brake light, and water protection for wet and muddy trails. This is not a concept waiting for a future launch. The V14 is already sold to riders, and the current Pro version costs about $2,700 US. But it is not easy to ride. Learning to mount, turn, and stop takes practice, and a mistake at full speed can be brutal. Number 2. Baidu Apollo Go RT6 Robo-Taxi. People in China are already paying for taxi rides with no driver behind the wheel. The car arrives after being ordered through an app, picks up its passengers, drives through real city traffic, and completes the trip by itself. This is Baidu's Apollo Go RT6 Robo-Taxi. Earlier robo-taxis were ordinary cars covered with extra equipment. This is an electric passenger pod with a flat floor, sliding doors, and a removable steering wheel. That space can hold luggage, another seat, or even a small desk. At almost 16 feet long, it occupies about as much road as a midsize SUV, but its tall roof and wide cabin give 4 passengers room to spread out. Passengers order it through the Apollo Go app, wait at an approved pickup point, and unlock it with their phone. Once seated, they confirm the trip on a screen and press a button. The car pulls into traffic, changes lanes, handles intersections, and stops at the chosen drop-off by itself. It uses 38 sensors, including 8 laser scanners and 12 cameras. They watch every side, measure the distance to nearby traffic, and track people crossing the street. Its Level 4 system completes trips without human control inside approved areas. Remote staff can still watch the fleet and help when a vehicle meets something it cannot handle. The biggest shock is the cost. Baidu said each RT6 cost roughly 250,000 yuan, around $35,000 when mass production began. That is family SUV money for a machine packed with sensors. The RT6 began operating on public roads in several Chinese cities in October 2024. Since February 2025, every Apollo Go service in mainland China has operated without safety drivers. By April 2026, the wider fleet had completed more than 22 million public rides and over 135 million fully driverless miles. Number 1. Shenzhen Meituan delivery drones. In Shenzhen, a hot meal can leave a restaurant, fly over rush hour traffic, and land in a pickup locker before a delivery rider could fight through the first few streets. This is not a test. It is already part of the city's delivery system. Customers order through the normal Meituan app. At a covered restaurant, the meal is sealed in a box and taken to a launch station. A 6-rotor drone collects it, rises above the streets, and follows an approved route without a human steering it. It does not land at the customer's door. Instead, it flies to a fixed pickup station in a park, office area, or neighborhood. The order moves into a locked compartment, and the customer receives a code to open it. By flying directly over traffic, the trip can take only a few minutes. Meituan completed its first real customer delivery in Shenzhen in early 2021. In February 2023, aviation officials approved the system for crowded parts of the city. In April 2025, its 4th-generation drone gained permission for regular low-altitude deliveries across China. The drone carries about 5.5 pounds, enough for several meals or a small package. It can work in rain, snow, strong wind, and temperatures from 4 below zero to 122 degrees Fahrenheit. Routes close when conditions become dangerous. By mid-2026, Meituan operated 67 routes and had completed more than 900,000 commercial deliveries. The network served Shenzhen, Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou, plus Hong Kong and Dubai. Meituan is removing more of the human work around each flight. Its docking station is about the size of a telephone booth and uses a robotic arm to load and unload packages. A single supervisor can watch more than 50 drones at once. People are still needed to pack the food and complete some final handovers, but the flight itself has become a normal part of the delivery system. Thanks for watching. Now check out the videos popping up on screen for more unbelievable stories.